So tensions in the Middle East is only escalating. Remember, Donald Trump says he wants unconditional surrender, nothing less than that. Iran hit back saying that Donald Trump will have to pay the price. And apart from the airstrikes intensifying, apart from the continuous bombardment, the war of narratives is also intensifying. Iran has claimed that several American soldiers were captured during the ongoing conflict, but the United States Central Command has dismissed the assertion as lies and deception. A CENTCOM spokesperson said Iranian regime is spreading misinformation while Donald Trump paid tribute to fallen U.S. troops and vowed to stand firmly with American warriors. We'll also try and connect with our reporters to get you more details on this angle. But the war of narratives, like I said, is only intensifying now with America versus Iran on soldiers. Iran says U.S. soldiers have been captured, whereas U.S. says this is nothing but propaganda and lie, which is being spread by Iran. And CENTCOM has fact-checked Iran on this. U.S. says lies and deception being spread by Iran. They're also citing Donald Trump paying tribute to the martyrs. Donald Trump sends out a message. He says, we stand with our warriors. So war of words intensifying over U.S. soldiers. Claim being made by Iran is that U.S. soldiers have been captured, and U.S. is hitting back at Iran, saying this is nothing but lie, propaganda and deception by Iran. Let's go across to Akanksha, who's getting us more details on U.S. hitting back at the claim that is being made by Iran, Akanksha, that U.S. soldiers have been held captive.
Absolutely. Let me take you through the claim that Iran has made. This is Ali Larijani. He is the Secretary of Supreme National Security Council of Iran and also close aide of Ali Khamenei. He has posted on social media that it has been reported to me that several American soldiers have been taken prisoner, but the Americans claim that they have been killed in action. Despite their futile efforts, the truth is not something that they can hide for long. He also goes on to say that a number of American soldiers have been taken prisoner. However, they are promoting a misleading narrative, claiming that 5 to 6 American soldiers have been killed. Then soon enough, with the passage of time, they gradually increase the number of the dead under various pretexts, such as incidental accident or fabricated incidents. So that's a big claim that is coming from Iran, saying that, in fact, the claim that has been made by US that the soldiers have been killed is false. In fact, he's claiming that a number of American soldiers have been taken into custody. They have been imprisoned.
All right, Akanksha, thank you for getting us those details. We also have Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey, defense expert, joining us on the broadcast, along with Colonel Utkarsh Rathod here in the studio with me. Lieutenant General Pandey, what do you make of these narratives that are coming in from both sides? First, we saw how both Iran and America addressing the citizens of these countries, saying you will have to bear the brunt. Donald Trump asking citizens of Iran to unite against this regime. Then you had leaders from Iran addressing the American citizens directly, saying you'll have to pay the price. Now Iran claims that they've held U.S. soldiers captive, whereas U.S. is calling this nothing but lie and deception.
Firstly, thank you for having me over, and my regards to Colonel Utkarsh. Please understand that when you go for a war, when you open a first shot, or you get into a boxing ring, you will be as powerful as one may presume. The smaller enemy will also hit back and hurt. So firstly, this whole ruckus and idea that we are not going to have any failure, any casualties, and everything will go hunky-dory when you are going to fight a very, very entrenched regime, which is also a very professional force. It's just not like that. In case they had been toppled, they've been toppled 40 years back or 50 years back. But this is a professional force which has been preparing for this operation which was going to happen, and has been preparing every year, day on day, and especially after last year. So eventually what will happen is there will be casualties, and I think Americans must accept it very blatantly and openly that there will be casualties. There are costs to war, there are costs to conflict. And second is that there will be also narrative shaping. Please understand that if anybody believes that the CIA and Mossad agents are not operating, special forces troops are not operating in Iran well in the depth, I think we'll be all mistaken. The concept of their operations is to put in forces behind the enemy lines and behind in the country and carry out very, very calibrated targeting and doing all this stuff which is supposed to be done in war. And this everything is fair in that, and eventually these casualties will take place. And it also numbers matter, when you kill 1,000 Iranian soldiers or you capture 50 of them, in case US loses few, they should not be overtly considered. Yes, they must avoid it. But I think blatantly trying to say no, there will be no casualties, you're only leading your country onto the wrong path. But coming on to the Iranian side, they will also have enough sort of a narrative. They will come out and tell Gulf countries that we're not going to fire, we're not going to attack you,
Right.
if you don't attack, we will not attack. These are all drama. And then when some attacks will carry on, will be happening, then they will say, okay, our IRGC units are all deployed.
That is one issue which is being debated, that these are signs of cracks also emerging as far as the leadership is concerned.